Descriptive statistics in R. There are many statistics functions that can be used in R easily. Some of them are mean, standard deviation function, calculating variance, calculating minimum value, maximum value, median, range of values. We can calculate quantiles, summary of the data set, row sums and column sums, and row means and column means. So let's start with mean values. For doing descriptive statistics, I'm using dataset empty class, the inbuilt dataset. So first we will be calculating mean value for the MPGs, for the MPG value in the empty car dataset. For that, the function is mean within brackets, name of the dataset along with the column name for which you are calculating the mean. Let's execute this command. And you can see the mean value for MPG column of empty cars dataset is 20.09. Similarly, if you want to calculate median, for that the function is median within brackets, name of the dataset along with the column name. It can be a different column, like I am taking MPG here. You can take other columns as well. Let's execute this command. So it is 19.2. Then we can calculate variance. For calculating variance, so variance is the value. Variance is the value which tells us how far our data is spread out. So let's execute this command. For that we are using VAR. The function name is VAR for variance. Within brackets, name of the dataset along with MPG. If there is any issue or any error that can be occurred with the formula, or you want to understand any of the function, you just question mark it along with the name of the function and you will get the help for your desired function. As you can see, variance, covariance, correlation, you can calculate each of the statistic function here, and whole of the formula is given to you. Like first is the dataset name, then if there is any random number, if you want it to be true or false. Similarly for covariance and correlation of the data. Now if you want to calculate the standard deviation, so for that formula is SD. Within brackets, the dataset name and the column name. Let's execute the command. So SD of this column and empty cars data set is 6.02. So it tells that how far the data is spread out in comparison to the mean value of that data set of that column, like MPG here. If you want to compute the minimum value, so we are calculating finding out the minimum value in MPG column of the empty cars data set. So it is 10.4. Similarly, if you want to calculate the maximum value, it is 33.9. The range of the column in empty car data set, so the formula for that is range. And you can see the range of MPG values starts from 10.4 and the highest value is 33.9. Generic functions include the summary of the column of MPG. So if we execute this command, so you can see we get minimum value, maximum value, first quantile, third quantile, mean and median of that column. So what is quantile? Quantile actually is the portion of the data set, the value of that data set. So here the first quantile tells you the middle value between minimum and the median value of the data set. Similarly, the third quantiles tell you the the difference between the center and the maximum value of that data set. So we are generally what it is said is there is 4 quantiles. There are 4 portions of whole data set. It is equal to 100%. So it is first quantile, second quantile, third quantile, and fourth quantile. Next is we are calculating the quantile itself for MPG column, where we are taking a sequence probability starting from 0 and 1, having a gap of 0.25. So what we does is we calculated the 4 portions, different quantile probabilities. So it is the first value starting, that is 10.4, that was the minimum value. Then the first 25% of the data set, so it is the difference between minimum and the 50% data set, it is 15.425. Similarly, it is the median value. Also, you can say 50% is the median value. Then there is third quantile. which is the difference between 50% and 100% data. And last, it is the maximum value of the data set. Next, calculating row sum and column sum. For that, I am creating a data frame here. Data frame having two vectors, A and B, with numeric values. Let's print this vector. So these are the values of the data frame. Now what we want is we want the column sum of data frame. So column sum A and B. For that, the formula is call sum, wherein S should be capital. Call sum, it will give you the result with the sum of columns in the data set DF. So you can see there were two columns A and B. The sum of columns is printed here. Similarly, if you want row sum, the function is row sum with capital S for the sums of the data set. So you can see it is printed in the form of vector, but it is the sum of each row of the data frame that we just created. Similarly, if you want to calculate column means, so it is call means with capital M in the formula and within brackets name of the data frame. So the mean of A column is 4 and B column is 4.428. For row means, the function is row, capital N means within bracket name of the data frame. So you can see, and there is mean of each and every row of the data frame. So we have calculated different descriptive statistic functions in R: mean, median, variance, standard deviation, minimum, maximum, range, summary of the data set, quantiles, and column sum, row sum, and column means and row means.